Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a moment in every life when a simple truth, spoken at the right time, breaks chains that years of effort could not. Today, I stand to remind you that the greatest advice you will ever receive is not about where you are, but about who you can become. Life does not change because you are tired of where you stand. It changes when you transform the way you think. Destiny begins in the mind. If you believe small, you will live small. But when your mind breaks open to possibility, doors appear where there used to be walls. I must tell you, purpose does not announce itself in comfort. Diamonds are birthed in pressure, not convenience. You keep waiting for life to get easier, but growth comes from the hard place. The dark room where you were overlooked, the season you cried alone. The battle no one knew you were fighting, those were not accidents. They were shaping you. Hear this, your future is connected to your obedience today. Every small step of faith has the power to shift generations. Some of you are praying for God to open a door, but God is waiting for you to move your feet. Take the step. Make the call. Start the dream. The miracle is not in wishing. It is in walking, and be careful who walks with you. Your circle is your prophecy. Surround yourself with people who speak to your destiny, not your history, who remind you of where you are going, not where you failed. If they cannot celebrate you, they cannot carry you. Don't curse the pain that shaped you. You thought it was punishment, but it was preparation. The storm did not come to destroy you, it came to develop you. Stronger shoulders, deeper wisdom, sharper vision, that is what the struggle builds. And above all, remember this. You were created to solve a problem. You are not an accident, not a mistake, not an afterthought. There is something inside you the world is waiting for. When you show up, answers show up. When you rise, others rise. So take the greatest advice you will ever receive, step into purpose. Think higher, walk in faith. Choose your circle wisely. Embrace the pain that grows you and release the gift within you, because the world is waiting on what only you can carry. Your life will only rise to the level of your mindset. Before anything changes around you, something must change within you. What you think about yourself determines how far you can go. You cannot build a palace with the blueprint of a prison, and you cannot step into greatness with a mind still chained by limitation, doubt, and fear. The most powerful transformation is not one that happens in your body or in your circumstances, but in the invisible place. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your inner language. A person who believes they are small will never attempt what is big. A person who believes they are unworthy will never reach for what is valuable. There are people who have talent, opportunity, and resources, yet remain stuck because their thoughts tell them that the mountain is too high, the journey too far, or the dream too impossible. They sabotage themselves before life has a chance to oppose them. Your mind is the gate. If you lock it from the inside with fear, nothing great can enter. The reason change feels difficult is because your mind fights to protect what is familiar. Even if the familiar is painful, even if it is beneath your potential, the mind clings to it because it knows it. That is why growth requires intentional thinking. You must feed your mind with words that build, images that inspire, and people who challenge you. If you surround yourself with negative voices long enough, they become your own voice. But if you plant seeds of greatness within your thoughts, they will begin to grow, slowly, quietly, until they overturn every lie you have believed about yourself. There are places you are meant to go, but you cannot enter with your current mindset. You must think bigger. You must think higher. You must allow your inner dialogue to match the magnitude of your calling. When your thoughts change, your posture changes. When your beliefs change, your decisions change. When your decisions change, your life changes. Every outward breakthrough is preceded by an inward shift. Some people are waiting for motivation before they move. They want to see the path before they walk it, but the path is often revealed only once you take a step. It takes a renewed mind to move without seeing, to trust without evidence, to believe when nothing around you agrees. That kind of mindset is not born from comfort. It's built through practice. You must repeatedly tell yourself the truth until the old lies break. Stop rehearsing failure. Stop replaying the moment someone underestimated you. Stop meditating on what you lack. You will never go higher than the thoughts you entertain. If you constantly focus on what you are not, you will never discover what you are. Greatness does not come from wishing, it comes from thinking, believing, and acting in alignment with who you were created to be. When your mind expands, possibilities expand. You start to see doors where there were walls. You start to recognize opportunity where others see obstacles. You start to respond with faith where others panic. Nothing around you changes, yet everything feels different because the world reflects the condition of your mind. A renewed mind can take the same life and build a new future from it. Your thoughts are architects. They design the structure of your destiny. If you build small, you live small. But if you allow your mind to dream, to stretch, to imagine beyond the boundaries of your present, you will rise sometimes slowly, sometimes unexpectedly, but inevitably. The world does not limit you, your thinking does. When you set your mind free, life will begin to rise to meet you. Purpose is not discovered in comfort. The greatest blessings, the highest callings, the deepest fulfillment, none of these are found in places where everything feels safe, predictable, and easy. Comfort may feel good, but it will never grow you. Purpose is born in motion, carved through stretching, and refined in pressure. It shows up when you step into places that demand more from you than you think you have to give. Nothing significant has ever come from someone who stayed where it was warm and familiar. The soil of comfort keeps you where you are. The soil of challenge launches you into who you are destined to become. When life allows you to feel discomfort, it is not punishing you. It is preparing you, pushing you into a deeper revelation of who you truly are. Purpose lies beyond the boundary of convenience. You have to be willing to be uncomfortable long enough to grow into the next version of yourself. Look at nature. A seed can never fulfill its purpose as long as it remains whole and untouched. It has to be buried, pressed under dark soil, surrounded by weight. Only then does it break open. That breaking feels violent, unfamiliar, and disorienting. But without that pressure, the seed would never transform. You are no different. The pressure you feel is not the end of you. It is the beginning of what is in you. We often pray for purpose, yet when challenge arrives, we retreat because it feels uncomfortable. We ask for growth, then back away from the very situations designed to grow us. Purpose and comfort do not coexist. One must die for the other to live. The choice is yours. Stay where it is safe and live small, or step into the unknown and discover why you were created. Every great story has a moment where the hero is pulled away from the ordinary. That moment is uncomfortable. They are required to leave home, leave the familiar, leave the voices they have always heard. Purpose calls them forward, and though fear whispers reasons to stay, Something inside says go. That inner whisper is your purpose talking to you. It never speaks through ease. It speaks through longing, through restlessness, through the holy discomfort that refuses to let you settle. If your surroundings never stretch you, they will eventually suffocate you. If your environment never challenges you, you will never tap into what you carry. It is in the stretch that your strength emerges. It is in the struggle that your gifts awaken. Pressure has a way of revealing what ease hides. You don't know how strong you are until strength is demanded. You don't know how resourceful you are until resources are scarce. You don't know what faith you have until nothing around you makes sense. Purpose is not found by waiting. It is found by doing. You discover it when you take steps into unfamiliar territory. When you try, when you fail, when you learn, when you try again. Purpose is revealed through obedience, not convenience. You only understand what you are capable of when you are required to rise. Ask those who have accomplished great things. They will all tell you, it did not happen when they were comfortable. It happened when they dared to leave what they knew, when they risked looking foolish, when they chose to trust the pull in their spirit more than the fear in their mind. They stepped out, not because it was easy, but because something inside refused to let them stay the same. The discomfort in your life right now is a signal, not a setback. It is telling you that there is more for you, more to become, more to build, more to contribute. Don't despise the pressure. Don't run from the stretching. Lean in, let it shape you, because on the other side of discomfort is purpose. And on the other side of purpose is destiny. Relationships determine direction. The people you choose to walk with will either multiply your momentum or drain your destiny. Every voice you allow close has the power to influence how you think, what you believe, and ultimately who you become. You do not rise or fall alone. Your circle is either a ladder or a cage. Your relationships are spiritual steering wheels. They guide you long before you realize you're being guided. You can have vision, but if you surround yourself with people who can't see, they will convince you that you're blind. You can have dreams, but if you travel with those who are afraid to dream, they will confine you to their fears. The people closest to you shape your expectations. If they expect little, you will learn to settle. If they expect greatness, you will learn to stretch. You become like what you are around. If you walk with builders, you will build. If you walk with quitters, you will quit. Your environment speaks louder than your intentions. Some people are not bad. They're just not going where you're going. They are comfortable where they are, and they need you to stay so they won't feel guilty about never growing. You can love them, but you cannot let them limit you. Purpose requires alignment. If you yoke your life to someone moving in the opposite direction, you will be pulled off course. Your future deserves relationships that support the vision inside you, not suffocate it. There will come a moment when you realize that not everyone can journey with you. Not everyone is meant to hear your dreams. Misaligned relationships can poison possibility. They will tell you be realistic, when what they really mean is, don't go farther than me. They will call your faith foolish because they fear failure. You must learn to discern who is speaking to your promise and who is speaking from their insecurity. If you confuse the two, you will inherit their limitations. Some relationships are seasonal. They served you for a time, but now they hold you. You have outgrown conversations that used to feed you. You no longer belong in rooms where small thinking is celebrated. Growth demands separation. not because you are better, but because you are becoming. You cannot cling to what was and reach for what is at the same time. When destiny calls, it often calls you away before it calls you forward. Look at history. Every great calling required new relationships. David needed Jonathan. Ruth needed Naomi. Even the most gifted individuals could not fulfill purpose alone. Your circle is not just social, it is strategic. God places people in your life as bridges. They challenge you, sharpen you, stretch you, and protect you. They call you higher when you are tempted to shrink. They remind you of who you are when life tries to make you forget. These are destiny relationships. They don't just make you feel good, they make you grow. Pay attention to how people respond when you win. Those who celebrate you are safe. Those who shrink, compete, or criticize your elevation are showing you their heart. Protect your circle. You do not need many, just the right ones. A small, loyal group aligned with your purpose is more powerful than a crowd that claps but doesn't care. And you must also be the right person in return. Be the friend that encourages, that tells the truth in love, that pushes others onward. You cannot expect greatness from your circle if you do not contribute greatness to it. Healthy relationships are mutual. They don't just take, they pour. Do not underestimate the quiet influence of those around you. Show me your friends today, and I can tell you your future. If you change your circle, you change your direction. And when your direction changes, your destiny follows. Your future is hidden inside your obedience today. Destiny is never unlocked by grand declarations or perfect conditions. It is revealed through simple steps of faith. What looks small, ordinary, or insignificant right now may be the very key that opens a door you've been praying about for years. So many people wait for the future to show itself before they act. But the future only unfolds for those who choose to obey without clarity, without applause, without guarantees. Obedience is not about understanding every detail. It's about trusting the one who sees what you cannot. The path will rarely make sense at the beginning. You may be asked to move when you don't feel ready, to build when resources look too small, to speak when you feel unqualified, to stand when you are tired. But every act of obedience carries a seed, and every seed holds a future. The field you will one day harvest is planted by the choices you make in the present. The danger is that we often underestimate the power of small steps. We think obedience only matters when it's big and noticeable, when it's a major decision, a public moment. But the truth is that greatness is formed in the quiet. The choices you make when no one is watching, how you treat others, how you steward what you have, how you remain faithful in small things. These are the invisible threads that weave your destiny. The future is never built out of dreams alone. It is built out of actions that align with purpose. Your obedience will not always be comfortable. Sometimes it will lead you into unfamiliar territory, away from what is familiar, away from people who don't understand. You may be asked to let go of relationships that no longer align, opportunities that look desirable but are not meant for you. Obedience costs something, but the price of disobedience is always greater. When you delay, doors close. When you ignore the inner pull, you drift. When you stay where you are, you miss what could be. There are people who pray for change, but refuse to obey the instruction that makes change possible. They want the destination without the journey, the reward without the discipline. But faith is not passive, and purpose does not respond to hesitation. The door swings open only for those who dare to knock. The miracle only arrives for those who move their feet. Sometimes the greatest obstacle to your future is not a lack of opportunity. It is a lack of obedience. You may not feel strong enough for what you are being asked to do. You may not think you're brave enough, educated enough, confident enough. But obedience does not require you to be enough. It only requires you to move. Strength comes while walking. Clarity comes while doing. Provision comes while obeying. The moment you step out, heaven steps in. When you go forward with faith, you discover that what you thought you lacked is supplied along the way. There is a version of you that you have not yet met. That version is waiting on the other side of obedience. Every time you say yes, you grow. Every time you surrender your plan for the greater plan, you are transformed. And with every step, you come closer to the future that has been prepared for you since the beginning. Do not despise the instruction just because it looks small. The greatest blessings are often wrapped in ordinary commands. Start here, call them, forgive, try again, plan, study, move. Obeying these small whispers leads to big breakthroughs. One step at a time, one choice at a time, your future unfolds. Your destiny is never random. It responds to obedience. As you honor today, tomorrow begins to take shape. What seems hidden now will one day stand revealed, but only to those who choose to walk when called, give when moved, trust when unsure, and believe when nothing makes sense. Your future is already waiting. Your obedience is the key that unlocks it. Pain is a tool, not a punishment. It is easy to believe that hardship comes to break you, but more often it comes to build you. Pain has a language, one that teaches, shapes, and reveals. It introduces you to dimensions of yourself you never knew existed. The moments that hurt the most are often the very moments that prepare you for the responsibilities of your destiny. If everything were easy, you would never grow strong. If everything came without resistance, you would never learn resilience, compassion, or wisdom. Pain forces you to deepen. It digs into the soil of your soul and plants seeds of transformation that comfort could never produce. Pain is not a stranger to purpose. They walk in the same direction. If you are called to something meaningful, you can expect discomfort to accompany you. Pressure is not a sign that you are off track. Sometimes it is the clearest evidence that you are right where you need to be. The struggle you are facing now is proof that there is more inside you. Pain stretches your capacity. It teaches you how much weight you can carry, how much faith you can hold, how much courage you can summon. Without pain, these abilities would lie dormant, never awakened. You don't learn endurance by winning. You learn it by trying again after losing. You don't learn faith when the path is visible. You learn it when you walk in the dark with nothing but trust. You don't learn strength when life is smooth. You learn it when everything feels heavy and you stand anyway. Pain is the training ground for greatness. It strips away what is weak, so what is strong can emerge. The pressures you feel are forming you into someone capable, not someone perfect, but someone prepared. We often waste pain by despising it. We resist it, resent it, and try to run from it. But what you run from, you never overcome. Pain is not your enemy. Misunderstanding pain is. Pain becomes destructive only when you interpret it as punishment. When you believe you are being rejected, abandoned, or forgotten, You shut the door to what the pain is trying to give you. But when you see pain as a teacher, you begin to grow through it rather than merely suffer in it. Think about every major turning point in life. New strength is always preceded by pressure. New wisdom always follows sorrow. New clarity always emerges after confusion. Pain clears away illusions. It burns off what is false so what is true can stand. It reveals who your real friends are, what truly matters, and what has been holding you back. Pain simplifies your priorities. In the fire, you stop clinging to what is temporary and start reaching for what is eternal. Nothing births empathy like pain. When you have suffered, you understand others who suffer. Pain softens you in the right places. It gives you eyes to see people more gently, more patiently. The very thing that hurt you may empower you to help someone else heal. Pain deepens your heart. It enlarges your humanity. It reminds you that you are not made of stone. You are made of spirit, and spirit grows under pressure. Some of your greatest gifts will come wrapped in struggle. The job you lost may be what pushed you into your purpose. The relationship that ended may be what freed you to become who you were meant to be. The closed door may have guided you toward the open one. Many times, pain protects you more than it wounds you. It removes what you cannot let go of on your own. It shifts you toward places you would never choose but desperately need. There will come a day when you look back at what hurt you and see it differently. You will recognize that what felt like breaking was actually shaping. What felt like delay was development. What felt like loss was positioning. Pain may visit you, but it does not come to stay. It comes to transform. And once it finishes its work, it leaves behind a stronger, wiser, more compassionate version of you. So don't curse the pain. Let it teach you, stretch you, refine you. Because when the fire is finished, you will rise not wounded but welded, not defeated but developed, and you will carry wisdom that only pain could produce. You were designed to be a solution. You are not here by accident, nor were you placed on this earth without purpose. Inside you is a gift, an idea, a perspective, a spark that the world needs. You may not always see it, and others may not always recognize it, but what you carry was crafted with intention. Before you arrived, there was a problem waiting for your presence. Your voice answers a need. Your life responds to a demand. You are assigned, not random. Much of life is spent searching for meaning, wondering why you are here, comparing your journey to others, unaware that your uniqueness is your assignment. If you were meant to be like everyone else, there would be no need for you. The fact that you are different is evidence of your purpose. Your difference is not a defect. It is direction. It points to who you are called to serve and what you are designed to solve. Many people spend their lives trying to fit in when they were created to stand out. They silence their gifts to blend with the crowd, never realizing that the very thing they hide is what the world is waiting for. Your ideas may seem strange, your vision may feel too big, your dreams may intimidate you, but that is because they were not designed for small places. Your gift is a bridge between what is and what could be. Look closely at your passions, the things that ignite you, the injustices that trouble you, the problems that frustrate you. These are not random emotions, they are clues. The mind of a problem solver is always stirred by the need they were designed to answer. If chaos angers you, maybe you were made to bring order. If brokenness moves you, perhaps you were made to heal. If confusion bothers you, You may be called to teach. Purpose always gravitates toward a need. You may think what you carry is too small to matter, but small seeds hold mighty forests. A whisper can change a life. A gesture can heal a heart. Don't underestimate what you have because it isn't loud or celebrated. Solutions often begin quietly. Many callings start in hidden places, serving, learning, studying, showing up again and again without applause. The absence of attention does not mean the absence of purpose. Do not fear inadequacy. The solution is already within you. It only needs to be cultivated. Skills can be built. Strength can be developed. Confidence grows with use. Purpose is not found fully formed. It is revealed step by step. The more you walk in alignment with who you were created to be, the more your assignment becomes clear. You grow into your solution the way a seed grows into a tree, gradually, consistently, faithfully. Some people will not understand your calling because it was not given to them. Do not expect validation from those who cannot recognize your value. Diamonds look ordinary in the dirt. Purpose is often unseen until it matures. But even if others cannot see it yet, you must believe that what is in you is real and necessary. Someone somewhere is waiting on your obedience to your calling, waiting on your ideas, your courage, your compassion. Their breakthrough is connected to your yes. You carry what someone else needs. A word, a gift, an invention, a song, a business, a message, something inside you is the answer to a question being asked in the earth. You are a solution to a problem that exists right now. You don't need to be perfect to offer what you have. Your story, even with its scars, is part of your assignment. Often the pain you survived becomes the wisdom you give. What once wounded you becomes what equips you to help others heal. When you begin to see yourself as a solution, you stop living casually. You start living intentionally. You understand that time is precious, that potential must be stewarded, that you cannot waste your life wishing to be someone else. You are needed. You matter. The world is incomplete without the contribution you were born to make. So walk boldly, speak confidently, act faithfully. Don't dim your light because others are uncomfortable. Shine because someone is lost without your illumination. Step into your calling because someone is waiting to follow. The world is full of problems, but that is not a cause for despair. It is a sign that there is room for you. Where there is need, there is purpose. Where there is purpose, there is you. You were designed to be a solution. Live like it.